Hey guys, welcome back to Z Agenda, where Z Agenda never stops. I know last week we didn't cover One Piece chapter 1166, but this week we're back on track with One Piece chapter 1167. Last week covered Rox's final moments, and a certain rat uh, doing a cowardly kill. Today's chapter is titled Ida's Son. A cat is scolded for stealing a book. But Jen and Nojiko aren't mad. That's cute. It's stealing a book on fish. 33 years ago, 5 years after God Valley. I could have sworn pirates were approaching off the shore. But there was something huge and shadowy emerging from the mist behind them. The underwater prison impelled down. Everything just went kaboom after that. Our ship was in ruins before we knew it. We were nothing but fish food. Sure, it wasn't a Sea King attack? No way. It was shaped like a human. Don't tell me you were in the infamous waters of the Florian Triangle. Fat chance. We don't fish near that region. Everyone knows to avoid it. Anyway, that monstrous thing was definitely human-like. During this period, a rumor began to circulate among the Grand Line countries. They said a monster lurked deep in the foggy seas targeting pirate crews. What? The identity of that monster was none other than Harold, of course. Few who sailed those waters had ever seen a giant with their own eyes, so to them he was nothing less than the very embodiment of fear. Harold now worked in the shadows to back up the Navy as part of his atonement for the last 1,000 years of history. Oh, this dude's a loser through and through. Meanwhile, the pirates had gone their separate ways after God Valley, continued to rise in prominence, and over the next decade or so, each of them would peak to become a defining face of their generation. Most of these pirates simply clashed over territory. However, one crew broke through all the others and achieved a feat long believed impossible. They circumnavigated the entire world. They were hailed as the king of they were hailed as the crew of the king of the pirates, Gold Roger. The public execution of the Pirate King was meant to serve as a spectacle, a display of the world government's power. However, the world was plunged into even greater turmoil as countless souls set out in pursuit of the vast treasure Roger left behind, the One Piece. No one had anticipated the advent of the Great Pirate Era. Navy headquarters found itself caught off guard. As a result, more than 10 giants were drafted into the Marines from all over the world in an effort to consolidate strength. During this stretch of time, Harold waited on the Navy hand and foot, loser. He's an ancient giant. Did you see how huge he was? I want to make him my slave. And that very year, he was granted formal permission to visit the Holy Land, a shallow sea contract. Oh no, that is correct. Consider yourself the right hand of the God's Knight, the right hand of the God's Knights. God Steel. Oh, it is a great honor. No, it's not. There are three levels of contract. The shallow sea contract is a more minor pact. The deep sea and deep sea contracts are reserved for those who are to be bound fully to the true God. Only 13 individuals in the world receive that privilege. What do you mean by God? You will only come to know the greatest depths of this world on the day you become a full Knight of God. Could Elbaf become a member nation then? Naturally, Harold. Loser. At that point, the entire world would be clamoring to welcome you. I'm grateful for this opportunity to prove myself. Oh, look at Garling! This bum! Get him off my screen! The Knights Temple Shangara. Domain of the Gods. Captain of the Knights of God, Figureland family, Saint Garling. What is the Great One planning? You're gonna obey us even though you're King of Elbaf? Of course, just say the word. Which Figurlins is this? Is this Shanks or Shamrock? We'll keep a long distance transponder snail on hand and call if we have need of you. You'll be free to travel the surface world, but you are forbidden to speak of our dealings. Understood. 20 years ago, Ryugu Kingdom, Fishman Island, ho ho ho, bada hara hara. I haven't laughed this hard in a long time, Neptune. Me too, Paljamon. We both have our fair share of headaches, don't we? To be honest, I don't think your son is that bad deep down. Let's not forget what your youth was like. Well, when you put it like that, I'm just being brutally honest. Anyway, did I tell you a fortune teller predicted I'd have a daughter in 4 years, Jamon? When the time is right, why don't we betroth Loki to my future daughter? Oh, that would have been helpful. Bada hada hada. Now you're going too far. Cut it out, weirdo. Hey, don't write her off so fast. She's not going to be just any old mermaid. My daughter might well be born with a power no one else could ever hope to handle, Jamon. Why would you say this? Why would you self-snitch? Well, now that does sound like a perfect match. Let's have a toast. Here's to the futures of my mischievous troublemaker and your little Mosa Mosa. Don't call her that. She won't be Shaggy. Yo, why are they doing this man's like that same year? Owl Library Elbaf. Don't mention it. You're welcome to live freely here, Saul. Thanks a bunch. Actually, there's one thing I'd like to ask. What is it? If we get other learned folks on Elbaf to help, would you be willing to open a school here? A school, huh? That's a nice idea. 15 years ago, a major incident occurred at the Holy Land of Marishwa. My slaves are running away, the cells are broken. Hurry, or do you want to be their pet forever? Huff huff. Damn it, is that a God's Knight? Is that the rat I see? Is that the rat? Listen, the oh no, okay, so it is the rat. But he's not so bad. Listen, the armory will be left unlocked for you. I'll tell you the location. Yeah, hurry, big sis, Sandersonia. There's someone out there. Someone's fighting to free us from this hell. Hurry, Koala, you have to run. This attack on the Holy Land was carried out by Fisher Tiger. In the wake of this incident, he would go on to become the captain of the Sun Pirates. Sounds like it was pretty rough. They say someone with the government must have left the armory open for them. Now it's up to us to find the culprit. Ah, it's Little Shanks. I can't wait to execute them. There's someone I want to introduce you to, Harold. His name is Shanks. He's Shamrock's younger brother. They were separated a long time ago due to circumstances. He suffered many hardships in the surface world. If he were to form a deep sea contract, I believe he'd make a great asset on par with Shamrock. For the time being, however, he's been given the rank of Godsteel, just like you. I know I said the same thing when I first met Shamrock too, but I can't shake the feeling that I've met you before. I don't know what you're talking about. You're just some giant commoner from the surface. Don't act so familiar with me. I was blessed from birth with Figurlin blood in my veins. Have no doubt I'm going to become a knight of God before you. Guess I mistook you for someone else. What the? Come on, Shamrock. I wish to deepen my knowledge of the Holy Land. Yeah, look at this bum. Look at this bum. This is not my king. Not at all. Come on, Shamrock. I wish to deepen my knowledge of the Holy Land. I shall apprehend that traitor to claim the credit I deserve. Are there any leads? This bum. You are the traitor. It can wait till your wounds are fully healed, Shanks. You cannot fathom the anguish of having the last 24 years of your life wasted. No wonder the rest of the world seemed so alien to me. What? Why would Shamrock be saying that? I hated everything down there? This dude's a liar. That same year, the fishing village on Elbaf. It's no good. My medical knowledge is too limited. Let's call Harold and see if he can get us in touch with a more skilled doctor. Don't. He's got a lot going on his plate now. What's the point of fostering a network with the world government if we don't use it? Facts. I can recover on my. Oh, she's gonna die of sickness. Nice. I can recover on my own. You keep saying that, but you keep getting weaker by the day. You have to get better. Harold will be heartbroken if you don't. You know. Motto, keep the tavern open. No way. How can I when you're this sick, Ida? Whenever Harold's home, he always goes straight to the elders and begs them to allow you to legally marry. This dude's a loser. That fool. He knows I'm happy with my tavern. I enjoy befriending sailors from all over the world. Huff huff. It may not be much, but I feel like I'm helping Harold by doing that. Hey, hey, foreign hag, Loki, cook up this meat for the old hag, will ya? The tavern's my main hangout spot. I want her to reopen it. Good grief, that troublemaker has grown out of hand. I'm glad you've been able to keep him in line, even with Hardin and his friends away looking for a doctor. Your boys really love you. True. Everyone's blowing this out of proportion. Huff, I'll be fine, Huff. But it does make me smile. Oh, wow. Um, Elbath, Alcohol Village, hometown of Loki's birth mother. Boo! Tomatoes! Estrid's a bum. All my homies hate Estrid. Boo. What'd you just say? We were talking about how utterly unbearable it'd be to let that foreign witch worm, oops, worm her way into the royal family. You're with us, right, Loki? We're Estrid's relatives. She was Harold's true wife. We can't let anyone have a claim on our inheritance. That's why I slipped a dose of poison. This stuff is fatal. Her days are numbered. That's wild. That's wild. Motto, we can't hold off honoring Harold anymore on it. We may not be related by blood, but I see him the same way I do Hariden. Loki is still my cute little son. Ah, Loki, hey, Ida isn't really gonna die, right? I still remember my birth mother. She hated me. She had thrown me into the realm of the dead. Who gives a shit about inheritance? Your whole family is nothing but trash. Now answer. Ida won't actually die, right? She's the only mother I've ever known. I bet you must get pretty lonely, right, Loki? Wouldn't it be better to stay with us? His true feelings pour out. That's insane. He burned down all of his hometown because those fucking snakes. That's wild. That's wild. Oda said, yeah, I see you liking a mother. Get her gone. Get her gone, Zoe. That's wild. And it's cute that Loki went with the Luffy option of just have her eat this giant animal. That that'll make them feel better. Also, Shanks is acting too much. But yes. Wait. Oh wait. Shanks has the thing over his eye. Does this mean he just got the scar from Blackbeard like 5 seconds ago when he was fighting Fisher Tiger? I'm confused. Because that seems to be the only real reason why you would have something cover Shanks' left eye. The thing where his scar is gonna be. But yes. Okay. So so the Rat Prince helped Fisher Tiger. That's cool. That's cool. I assume then that he's talking to the other Rat Prince here because I don't know why you'd introduce him to Shanks after he's already met Shanks. That doesn't really make any sense. So that must be Shamrock. But then I don't understand why Shamrock would grow out his hair in like the 6 panels. Yeah, like 4 pages between this version of Shamrock and the next. He's completely grown out his hair. So then maybe this is Shanks, but then why would you have to reintroduce somebody to Shanks? Also, I don't get what he's saying. I can't shake the feeling that I've met you before. You have met them. It's called Garling. Yeah, their dad looks exactly like them. And then you've met the twin. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you met a dad, a twin, and then the second twin, you would be like, damn, I feel like I've seen you like 5 times already. Um, but yeah, the little rat prince, disgusting. He doesn't even have the drip that Shamrock has. At least Shamrock's got drip. The little rat prince is disgusting. Repulsive. But yeah. I guess we have the rat prince to thank for Fisher Tiger having a successful attack. I don't even know what it'd be called. Escapade. Hmm. Harold's a loser. At least we got to know about the 3 forms of sea contracts. I wonder what the second sea contract is. Is that the one for the Gods Knights? And then the third sea contract is the one for the Holy Knight? Not the Holy Knights, the Gorosei? No idea. But yeah, pretty good chapter. We'll see you next time on Z Agenda, where Z Agenda never stops.